Good morning on Sunday, the 29th of September 2024. Look at this day again. You know, they say in Queensland, what do they say in Queensland? Oh yeah, that's right. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. So, yeah, I can't say they're wrong. Anyway, motor sailing at the moment out of Port Clinton. I'm still going against the tide. It's going to turn shortly, but I might as well get a jump on it. So yeah, I just got the motor on as well, just to give us a bit of a push. I'm going to try and make it down to Great Keppel Island today. I may not make it that far because the conditions are fairly light and fairly variable. So yeah, hence getting an early start. But yeah, hey, let's see what the day brings. There are a couple of places I know I can probably put down as an anchorage if I don't get there all the way. So all good. And yeah, look at this, hey? Look at the quality. Look at that. Anyway, let us see what the day brings. Well, everybody's obviously got good faith in today's weather. Which is always a good sign. It seems like just about every boat in the anchorage is cleared out in the last few minutes. So here was I thinking I was getting a nice early jump, but hey, not so much. Well, I kind of beat those guys, but maybe they're staying, right? Look at those mountains in there, don't they look amazing? I think so. Look at that. Just hills and hills and hills. No houses and no people, and how good is that? All this before morning coffee as well. It's happy hour though, because I've got them lined up. Okay, got a twofer deal here. So we're good for a while. Good for a while. Here we go, coming and to the entrance. You're going to keep on going around hook round to the right and head down the coast towards the south. Yeah, for those of you who saw the last video of me coming in, this is what the back of everything looks like, and for those who didn't, this is what the entrance to Port Clinton looks like. Anyway, big long beach over there, but way too shallow to really approach in a yacht. So yeah, a few nice spots. Quite shallow out here. As I said, coming in, surprising big wide open bay. But yeah, only you know, a few meters deep in places. So looks like you're in open water, but not so much yet. So we've just got to head around a bit more of a shallow patch here. Then we have to go round island, round island. That's from there. One of my anchorage mates who got to get there. So yeah, then head on south. Still got the engine running. Just I'm going to do that until we're definitely outside. Just swinging around. I think that's Entrance Island. And then back further south where we came from a couple of days ago. Yeah, pretty calm out here. The wind is off the land, so that's good in as much as it doesn't generate any swell. Not that there's enough wind really to do that, but you'll be surprised how little can be achieved with very little. So the next sort of turning point I think will be Cape Manifold. Further down there, which is basically bordered, well, there's an island just off the coast of it, off that point as well. So we'll go between those unless the conditions dictate otherwise. Getting ready to make a bit more of a turn to the right. We've got, it's high tide and I've got just under 5 meters under the keel. Out in the middle of this wide bay. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of sand burrowing stuff going on here. And sand flies too a little bit. Goodbye, Port Clinton. Going round island, round. Yeah, there's another boat up ahead that we saw before, and heading down the coast now. So engines off, and just the beautiful sound of the water, and not much else. That's Queon Island, Q-U-I-O-N, and I think there's a pod of dolphins there somewhere. We're going to disappear on me now. We've been going along at about 6 plus knots. Well, there he is. There they are, coming to say hello. Oh wow, 3 of them at least. Beautiful. Oh, look. Oh, lovely. Okay, so yeah, we're doing 6 odd knots. Just coming down a bit slow now. We've lost the wind in the bay here a little bit. Oh, look at that, they're right on the bow. And right here too. One under the water there. Yeah, you see him or not? There he is. Oh, they're cute little ones. Oh, awesome. That makes your heart full, doesn't it? Well, it does me. There they go. Probably would have liked it better when I was doing 6 knots. Oh, no, they're still here. Well, I can't go up in the bow. It's not prepared to look at like thickens on there. Alright, off we go. Come on, fellas. There we go. That's more like that. There, one just darted off that way. It's still there. Still. There they are. Yoo-hoo. Yeah. Yeah, that's so always been. What I don't know if they haven't got this now. You seen anymore? No? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm not sure how many in this pot. There's a few. Thought there was just 3, but I think there's more. Maybe I have lost them this time. Oh yeah, they're back there. There we go. Thanks, fellas. So we've seen the dolphins, and now here are the whales. Looks like a mother and calf, I'd say. Just basically, oh, there goes the tail. Okay, that'll be the end of it. Around 10 a.m. the wind started to die down, because if you remember, I had it coming in over the starboard side, the right side, which meant it was more of a westerly. And then all of a sudden, I turned the motor on for a bit, just thought, oh, I'll motor sail at least past the gap up here, which is Cape Manifold. And then it started blowing in from the east. So yeah, it was quite brisk for a while, which was really nice. 5 to 6 knots. We've still got that wind, but it's settled back now. We're doing around about 3 to 4 knots now, which at least it's in the right direction. So that probably wasn't supposed to happen until a bit later on. So I'm hoping it holds now, because this is a really good direction to have. Because when we go round Cape Manifold, we'll do a slight turn to the right, which will put the wind slightly more behind us too, which is always nice. Be more of a broad reach. So just looking back from whence we came, there's a yacht out there somewhere. I can see it, you probably can't. Something like Flat Island and Hill Island or something like these islands are named. Actually by James Cook. Like a lot of the stuff here is named by James Cook. They came through here in 1770, doing an amazing job sailing in these waters, basically. So with absolutely no clue what they were going to find. So amazing people in history who have done some amazing things. Two other boats out there. I think one's a catamaran, one's a mono. I know the catamaran was under motor there for a while because their jib was down, furled, whatever you like to call it. They're making the decision to go around the outside of the island, which is probably correct. I'm making the decision to go inside the channel. I have been through here before, going the other way. I will lose a bit of wind going in, hoping the tide will pop me through. And then I'll probably travel a slightly shorter route than they will. But, hey, it's alright. It's not a race. Doing, 3.9 at the moment. Cruisy. Warm as. Panels generating like crazy. Happy days. Coming up on, Cape Manifold. And Hasgard Island, which is directly across from it. Looks like somebody went to slice the end off. Garlic bread, anyone? Yeah, so just anticipating a bit of wind shadow here. One might even say that the manifold pressure might be coming off. No, that's from flying. Hang on. Stick to what you're doing. So the tide should still be pushing me along. I can see there's a bit of wash over there. So it'll be interesting to see which way that's going. Hopefully it's with me. Doing 4.2 knots and not very much wind, so I have a little bit of optimism happening here. The tidal reports or the current reports are all a little bit confusing, so anyway, we'll just do it by braille. So you can probably see up ahead there's a demarcation there in the water. Definitely wind over tide happening on the other side of the line there. Now, tides here have reversed. What that means basically is up in the Whitsundays, for example, an outbound tide would be going north and incoming tide going south. This part of the coast, I believe the tides now outgoing goes south and incoming goes north. We should be about two odd hours into an outgoing tide, so I am hopeful that this will shoot me through like a lemon pip and spit me out at the other side. Or there's going to be a big battle ahead, one or the other. There's no middle road. Well, I'll try and go up the middle if it's a good one, more up the side if it is against me. So there we go into these little waves. That speaks to me of a tide going my way. I'm doing 4.3 knots at the moment, which there is a nice little breeze, but I don't think it would account for 4.3 knots. So let's see what happens now. 4.5 knots. Okay, we're into the stream now. 4.6. Back to 4.5, but at least we haven't suddenly ground down to 2 or something. 4.6, here we go. Right, any advance on 4.6? No, it's going to hang around that. That's okay. Very happy with that. So here's Cape Manifold, and once we're through here, pretty well a straight run to Keppel Island, Great Keppel Island. Not a short one, but a straight one. So, yeah. Anyway, happy days. Making good progress. I should be pretty much in the wind shadow now, so the manifold pressure is coming off. And, yes, very little joke. I'm amusing myself. It's okay. And yeah, there it is, wind shadow. So the good news is the tide will carry me through. And if I look like getting into any trouble, I can always fire up the engine. So happy days. Okay, Hasgard Island. Cape Manifold. Looks like there's a tinny there fishing. Just starting to pick up a little bit more wind, but maintaining 3.5 to 4 knots. So this current is pushing us along, definitely. In the far distance, I think I can start to see some of Keppel Islands. I'm not going to try and zoom because I need the other hand. So yeah, there's a beautiful little cove in here I noticed coming up. I thought, okay, if I ever get sort of not very far along or something, it's a good place to go, I think, to shelter from a northerly type wind and swell. But fortunately today there's not much of any wave or swell activity, which is just wonderful. Bluebird day, as they say. I don't know if they do, but I'm saying it. So here are the guys fishing, and we're just being popped through here, as I said, like a lemon tip being shot out between your fingers. And that's Cape Manifold, and that nice little cove I was talking about. So off we go again. The wind shadow was reasonably brief because the tide carried us through it. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of turbulence here still. And so with the wind as well, until that island is completely out of the way. But, we're off again, doing 4 knots. Now we're cooking. Just skirting the coast at the moment. Forecast is for the wind to go more to the north during the afternoon, so, I'm just making the most of this, southing at the moment, even if it's not exactly the direction I want to go, which is probably out that way more. But certainly not complaining about this. The forecast didn't really lend me to believe that this was on the cards. So yeah, very happy for this. Yeah, it's pretty well on the east now. No, yeah, it's been quite fresh. So making good time. Still making good progress here. We're going along at just over 5 knots. The wind is slowly starting to east and, well, move towards the east than the north. So I'm now able to point straight at the Keppels and not actually be pointing too far upwind, which is great. So pushing along nicely. Over here, that rock formation, that is 5 rocks. The little cove basically on the right hand side of that rock where I overnighted, along with north. Like that. One right up to here, a very dry day, it looks like it's go on, enough to get it's quite rolly, expensive beach. So, still a beautiful day here. Just the little wavelets from the winds, no swell. And, yeah, people in a runabout there doing some fishing. Another yacht popped up there. Probably a catamaran by the looks of it. So, yeah, doing very well. Nearly time for lunch. Ooh, where's the day going?
Oh, I hope you can see them, but there's another pod of dolphins out there. Yeah, must be real dolphin territories. You can go days without seeing any of them.
Starting to get closer to Great Keppel now. One of the 3 islands is now resolved into 3 hills, which are now starting to join together as the sea level, beach level, whatever you like, comes over the horizon. So still a few hours away. Looking at the day here, that's the town of Yukon, if you can see anything on the hill. So yeah, cruising along nicely, 5 knots. Not complaining about that at all.
Things are starting to resolve a bit more as we get closer. I can start to see the sand dunes now around Butterfly Bay on Great Keppel Island. And out to the left here, there's a catamaran here somewhere. He's, yeah, there he is. Yeah, basically converging on my course. So we're obviously heading for the same place. And back to swinging around to the mainland. There's Yeppoon, Roslyn Bay, which is a fairly popular place to go and anchor and stock up and stuff like that. But I think I'll give that a miss. I've got enough on board. I'll just wait until I get through to Gladstone.
Getting ever closer. This is North Keppel Island. So, I'm officially in the Keppel group now. Probably been for a while. Great Keppel up ahead. Catamaran that was off to my side is now ahead of me, but that's what you expect. Catamarans go faster. So, yeah, bit of luck. I should get there in plenty of time before dark, eh? Might be able to go ashore at Svenson's and go to the Sundowners hut and have a coldie. Anyway, still a gorgeous day. Nice little, well, let's say it's it's a nor'easter now. So it's just pushing me along at just between 5 and 6 knots generally. And considering that the tide, is probably against me, says a lot too. So, been a dream run so far. I never thought I'd get here at this kind of time. So, happy days. Getting closer now, more detail to be seen, and we're closer to North Keppel. Had a rethink basically, looking at the conditions here, also looking where a lot of the boats are at GKI, Great Keppel Island, on marine traffic, and I've decided that Fisherman's Beach is probably going to be the best to go in, as this chop coming through here, not much of it when you're out there, but it will go into Svenson's Beach, making for an uncomfortable night. So I think I'll go around the other side. So I'll have to forego drinks at the little hut on the beach. That'll have to be next year. Anyway, progressing along nicely still. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, 15:30, and probably got about 10 miles to run or so. So yeah, doing okay. Sitting on 5 knots average, so it's probably still a couple of hours yet, obviously. So yeah, nice. Coming to the top of, or the bottom, I guess, of North Keppel Island. I'm making the channel at the western end of Great Keppel. It should be deep enough in the middle for me to get through, cut out going around Mall and mid Keppel Islands. So, yeah, I haven't got a whole bunch of daylight up my sleeves, so I might as well take the shortcut, as it were. It looks deep enough. That catamaran's still up ahead. He hasn't got that far ahead of me, actually. So, we're both fighting the tide a bit here. You can see it's churning around a bit. The boat's going here, there, and everywhere. A bit of chop. Got the wind more behind me now, but not quite on the clacker, which I'm happy about, because that means the jib will stop working. So doing a bit of surfing every now and then. Here we go. Nice. So it's a little bit going down. I like going downhill on one roller skate. Not that I'd ever contemplate doing that. I can't even get up on 2 roller skates. Anyway, just an illustration. Certainly found our legs now. We're doing over 6 knots. And that has to be against the tide too. So anyway, that's the channel up ahead. Let me just zoom. You can probably make out there's a pub, whatever it is. Kingsbury, down on that end. Around the corner, there's where the Great Keppel Island Resort is all down here. You probably could see that in the previous video of mine when I was at North. Now, somewhere in the middle there, you might be able to make out some boats, yachts. There's only about 2 or 3, which are Miss Svenson's Beach, basically. So what happens here in Great Keppel Island, GKI, is that when the wind changes, people do the GKI shuffle, which basically means that, okay, if this beach is now rough, everybody gets in the boats, head around the coast to the other side. So generally between Fisherman's Beach, where I'm going, and Svenson's, and a couple of these other ones here on the side. So, yeah, there's no anchorage which is totally good in all weathers. Not just these islands. We've obviously guys a real wraparound type labour. Such as Port Vinton or like Island Head Creek where I've just come from. So anyway, we're riding in, we're coming in hot. Yeah, 6.3 knots. I'll take that. We'll see a bunch of boats out there, so it's probably going to be fairly busy at Fisherman's Beach, but it is Sunday night, so I am counting on the fact that, well, there's probably going to be plenty of room anyway, but also the fact the weekends we've got like probably within the next hour or two, as it's Sunday night, and I can go and be good people, go to work tomorrow. So, like the rest of us, loafers out here. Okay, coming in through this, channel, shallow channel, there was a little bit of a deep part through the middle, so it's a case of thread the needle at the moment. So yeah, getting pretty close there. You can see the boats and a couple of buildings there, Great Keppel, Fisherman's Beach. So, up there goes, you can see the ferry in the distance heading ashore. Take a couple of boats with you. Yeah. Anyway, I better look at the map now. Right, in we come. Now we've got to do a blitz around to the left. We go here just to stay in the deep water. Right, we are almost through, skirting shallow bit here. So yeah, very tempting otherwise to turn straight towards the anchorage. So yeah, you can see the bar, restaurants and stuff there. And lots of boats in the, moorings. There's some houses up the hill there. I don't know if they're privately owned. Well, I guess people live in them, right? So yeah, not quite sure what the deal there is. But this is certainly a very popular destination for people in the mainland. It's only, 2.5 hours or so from the mainland, so, not bad to have in your backyard, really, is it? Nice little secluded island. There's lots of nice parts of Great Keppel Island. If you look at one of my previous, videos when I was here on the way up, yeah, I did some extensive walking around the Spencer Gallagher, Butterfly Bay, all of those secret beach.
Well, made it to Great Keppel Island. Had to stop videoing because it got quite intense there for a while. So yeah, ran out of hands, as it were. So as I came around out of the channel into Fisherman's Beach, the wind was whistling through there still, as if I was still in the middle of the channel, and I guess it does sort of encroach on that channel a little bit. I looked at the boats and they were bobbing around like crazy and the wind was ripping through. I thought, that doesn't look very comfortable. So I went a little bit further to the south from Fisherman's Beach. There's a place called Monkey Beach. Great place for snorkeling apparently. And I figured if I went around a bit further, I'd be more out of that weather. So it was better, definitely. So I was happy to make that decision. There were some public moorings there. And so I thought, well, yeah, fat chance trying to snag one of those. Lo and behold, there was one there. There were two moorings. And funny, the other mooring was taken by the catamaran that was converging on my course just a little bit earlier. So small world. And so I got up to that mooring. I had a bit of fun with it, to be honest. The tide and the wind was still reasonably strong. And when you're on your own trying to get on a mooring or anchoring, it can be a bit tricky. So I had a bit of hijinks basically. My boat hook got snagged in the actual chunky cable that they put on the moorings here. I think just in case the Queen Mary comes along or something, I think, which is fair enough. and I lost hold of that, and so that went in the water, and I thought, oh great, I've got no boat hook now. But I saw that it started floating free, so I was trying to maneuver up to it, and then I thought, oh god, what am I going to pick it up with, because I don't have another boat hook, because I donated one recently to the sea. So I got my fishing net on an extendable pole, and I had to wait for the pole to drift underneath the catamaran. Luckily there was nobody on board there to watch my show that I put on. So I had to wait for that to drift underneath, come free at the back of the catamaran, and then go up to it again. A couple of attempts getting up to it, and sort of somehow jimmying it onto the fishing net pole thingy, brought it back on board, and went back and had another go, and made it. Yeah. So the rest of the day was brilliant, but there's always something that's going to happen, basically, that's going to say, okay, that didn't go as well as I hoped, but the end result is I was on the mooring, and all snug for the night. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Radar.